Good morning everybody, my name is Pasquale Stirparo and I'm a digital forensics engineer working for Tech, a company that works in the field of mobile security, digital forensics and incident response. What we're going to see now together are the technical considerations that we can make from the answers that we got to the technical question in this survey that we carried out. First of all, first thing that has to be noticed is the awareness and what we call the false perception of the knowledge on the mobile security issues that the respondents have. In fact, we asked them to grade their knowledge on a scale from 1 to 10 at the beginning and after going through the questionnaire. And there was a significantly high percentage of them, 55%, that grade themselves between 6 and 8, so above the sufficiency. This, however, goes in contrast with the answers that they gave to the correct answer they gave to the technical question, which is around 29%. So this shows that there is a discrepancy between their real knowledge and the actual knowledge. And this also can be introduced. This result can be biased from the so-called Dunning-Kruger effect, which is where people is a cognitive bias where people tend not to see, unskilled people tend not to see where their skills actually lack. So, according to the answers we got from the respondents, we divided the threats that may come from their habits and their usage of mobile application and mobile devices in 3 main categories: general issues, identity theft, and economical threats, which are all related to the habits and the usage they make of the devices. So, starting from the general issues, these are issues that then have an impact and affect all the possible security aspects related to mobile device and mobile applications. Only 7% of the respondents do not regularly update their mobile operating system or their mobile application, while a high percentage of them, 81%, perform regular updates to both. This, however, is in contrast with the data we have from the market, where there is a high percentage of outdated devices. For example, in fact, 24% of Android devices in the wild are running Android Gingerbread version, which is 3 years old. While for the iOS, the situation is completely opposite, where only 4% of devices remain outdated for longer than a year. Moreover, almost 54% of respondents declare that they never or rarely check the permission apps requires. This behavior is very dangerous because it brings people, and has to be addressed, because overlooking to the permission an app requires it increases the proliferation of malware, since once users are getting used to install anything and to click yes on any message that pops up on their phone. Talking about identity theft, there are several aspects that are worth to be analyzed. For example, 96% of respondents declare to store their address book in their mobile phones and keeping it with personal photos and videos. And this may be, for example, very dangerous in case of several applications that ask permission to have access to address books, so they can, in this way, there is a possibility to link to many personal informations altogether. Another behavior that may increase the risk of identity theft regards the logging out after users have used an application. Only 25% of the respondents declared that they regularly logs out. So this means that the applications, they usually leave them logged in, and this in case, for example, of a phone that is stolen, or in case is infected with some malware. This application is open and can be used and abused from unwanted users. Another bad behavior is the fact regards the locking mechanisms that may prevent the access to the device. In fact, 40% of the respondents declare that they do not use any mechanism to prevent unauthorized access, and 52 of them say that they use this in order to have an easy access to the device. And this is a bad habit, because it increases the chance that, again, if the phone is lost or stolen, the access to all our informations that are inside there is open to unwanted users. Coming to the third aspect, which regards the economical threats, and we included the risk of mobile malware, we noticed that appears that very often people, as we saw in the statistic, do not check permissions that are required by the app while they are installing it. And this is due to the fact that many platforms, for example, such as Android and Windows Phone, in this platform, permissions are granted in all or nothing form, which means that either you accept all the permission required or you are not allowed to install the application. And this is a dangerous model because it trains people to overlook the permissions required and therefore to install whatever just because they want to install the application, so they don't care which are the actual permissions required by the application. And this becomes even more worrisome statistic if we consider that 17% of the respondents are used to install application also from untrusted party or unofficial application markets. And this also this together increase the proliferation of malware, and the economical threats here comes from the fact that a lot of many malware falls in the category of toll fraud, where the applications subscribe silently the user to a premium rate SMS services, affecting therefore the bill of the final user. Last but not least, we want to talk about the developers and the habits they have and the knowledge about secure development. Among the respondents who declare to develop application either for fun or for profit, only 28% of them declare that are aware and that follow the guidelines for secure mobile programming. This is, if we compare this with the high number of applications that are around, this means that most of them are out there are developed not following secure guidelines, therefore are potentially insecure applications. As a result of the answers we got from the questionnaire, we drafted a list of solution initiatives we want to propose, and we split them in three main categories. The first one is regards more manufacturers and vendors. In fact, from the questionnaire, we realized that users are inclined to update regularly their mobile phone and their applications, and this probably is also due to the fact that the process is now became very smooth and easy to carry it out. But we also saw that there are many outdated operating systems out there. Therefore, we can infer that this is not fault of the final users, but instead of the policies of carriers and manufacturers who, for market reasons, they do not grant software updates for a long period. So this is the first and very important point, that vendors should grant and should be required to grant software updates for their products for a longer period of time than they actually do. The second group of proposed solution is more related to the mobile operating system. Mobile operating system, in fact, should allow users to install applications without them being obliged to accept all the permissions that are required. In fact, users should be able to grant and revoke permission, any single permission, anytime they want, without being compelled to reject the entire application. Moreover, there should be the possibility of removing easily all the private data that are stored within the installed application. And the third and last point regards the password management. We saw that most of the respondents, in fact, agree and understand the importance of protecting their devices and their application, although most of them, they still struggle to use passwords. So there should be a solution, advanced solution to ease password management. Last but not least, the third group regards software development company and individual developers, which could, for example, could enforce the use of strong password by imposing certain advanced features only if a strong password is enabled, is configured, and moreover, they should be liable in case the application does not implement a minimum security mechanism that are required in order to assure adequate security and privacy for the storage and the transmission of user data.